Good afternoon everyone and welcome to today's webinar. For those who don't recognise my voice, my name is Mike and I'll be covering today's session on the email setup within Prima. We do have Ollie on the live chat today, so if you do have any questions about the setup of emails within Prima, just ask away and we will be hanging around for a little while at the end as well to answer any questions then. So let's get started. With the email system setup, it's something that's changed within the last couple of releases. We've added a bit more functionality into there, and it's just going to be showcasing what you can do with that today. So if you want to look at the current setup of your emails, it's done through the admin. So if we just go ahead and get logged in. So within your administration, the email setup is located under General, then Email System Setup here. Now, looking on the screen at the moment, we've got a few different options, and this is one of the things that has changed. Previously, in older versions of Prima, you could only have one email account set up, so you could just receive from, say, support@primasoftware.co.uk and nothing else. So we've added it in there just because we know there's different sort of sections within your business, such as sort of your accounts team, your sales team, that may want to send and receive emails from Prima. So we've listened to our customers and we've added that into here. So for example, if you just got, say, sales app set up within your email system and you want to set up accounts or support at something like that, I'm going to put a new email into it. We want to first of all come into this section and hit new email account at the very bottom, and this gives us the option to actually create the account. Now, some of the information in here you will have to pull from possibly your IT team, because it is in regards to your actual email system itself, so this can differ between sort of who you go to. So we're not going to go through the actual setup for our emails, but we're just going to show you an example of the information you can put into here. You will be able to find this information yourself. So at the very top, this is the actual email that we're going to be setting up here. So for example, today we're just going to be setting up sales at Prima Software. So this is the actual email account that you're going to put into here. Just below that, we do have an option for the signature. So this is something that pulls in at the very bottom of the emails that are sent out from Prima as standard. So if you want to possibly put sort of a link to your website, something like kind regards the sales department, you can put all this information into here, simply just typing it in. We have some information that is in regards to your email system setup itself, such as the username, which is something that you'll have to find out from possibly your IT team if they've set this up, the password for that account, and then the domain as well. So all this information you should be able to find out yourself. It does differ between the two options, what options you do have available here. So we do have Exchange and POP3 and SMTP, so depending on the system that you do set, depends on the information you put into here. But as I say, you will be able to find this information yourself. Just below this, we do have two options on sort of how the emails will work within your system, which is whether you're going to just be sending emails or whether you're going to be sending and receiving or just receiving emails from your system. For the majority of our customers, they do just have emails out of Prima, not sort of emails coming in, but depending on what you want is depending on the options that you select here. So if you want to sort of receive and send, you just select both options. Just down at the very bottom, we do have a default action for the emails. So it may be that from your emails you are standard create a new sales order, or you just save them against the company for a record of what's been said between yourselves and that customer. So you just select the default action from here. On the left hand side, we have an option that sets what the default account is within your system. So if you want it to be sort of sales at or whatever specific account, then it's selecting sort of this option, and when you do things such as the batch process and automated emails, such as reports and things like that, that's the email that it will select. So you might want to think about that and see what sort of email suits sort of the jobs that you'll be doing for that, and select it. So once you've all put the information in there correct for your email system, you just hit save and close. and that's created a new account. So first of all, you have to set up the new account, and then once you've set it up, we actually have to assign it to your users. And to do that, we want to go into the user on the left hand side, and then find the user. So for this one, we're going to use Jurgen Klopp. So you click into your user, and then the email system is the section sort of at the very bottom here. So this is the new feature that's gone in with sort of the send from email account. So this is where we can select exactly what email we want this user to send from. So if Jurgen works in the sales team, then we're going to select sales. If he works in the training team, it's going to be training. This is where it differentiates, because it may be that you don't want invoices coming from your sales email, you want it coming from accounts, but then you don't want your COBs coming from training. So it depends what emails you have set up. You can specify against the user and what their role is, just so it looks a bit sort of cleaner and more professional where the emails are coming from. So we select sales, and that's how you can sort of set which emails that user is going to send from. We're not finished there. We do have an option to sort of select what email replies are sent to. So, for example, if your sales guys don't want sort of all their emails when they send stuff out to the customers from Prima, such as sales quote reports and things like that, if they don't want it coming back to just a standard sales email, they want to keep it sort of to themselves just until they do get the sale through, you can specify an email here, and that is that user's email. And what you can do with that is when your user sends an email out from Prima, you can specify exactly what email address it's replied to. So when your customers click reply, it'll auto populate with whatever email has been selected here. So if you just set it as the email account address, that will pull through just the standard sort of account. But if you wanted to specify exactly that users or a different users, you can select it from the list. And when your customer goes to reply back to the email, it'll automatically populate with that email and send it back to the. So, just to recap, we've just gone over the setup of our emails from the general and email system settings. We've also just gone through setting the new send from email account against the user, and we've also gone through how you can set up the replies from as well. If you have any questions, me and Ollie will be hanging around for a bit, but thank you for today's session. And if you do want any sort of more one-to-one training on the system, if there's something that you think you're struggling with, just speak to the customer service department, and we can sort some training packages out and go through any bits that you're not sure of. But thanks for your time today, and hope you all have a good weekend.